When I first got into death care, I was no stranger to dealing with people. I spent 20 years in the car business. I spent a couple years selling copiers and some other things. I knew how to work the B2B, knew people. But death care was a different animal. So I started from scratch. So I used that one tactic that I found out to bless my life, and that's to find mentors from afar. It's nothing wrong with going all in on someone else's brilliance. So when I initially got into death care, I hopped along. I had the late Monroe J. Edwards as a mentor. I had the late Edgar Miller, the late G.P. Gillespie. I had so much that I would just spend my personal time and drive across town and stay late just to listen to guys like that, Evelyn Cooper, and I listened at their feet. But a living guy gave me something so powerful. This is a statement, not that other living guys hadn't given me some, but I'm giving him this one because he set the parameters of what business in the death care or funeral industry was. And Edmund Hull Ford Sr. gave me this, E.H. Ford. He said this. He said, in the old Black South, the two most important people were the preacher and the undertaker. So here I was in the death care space and a preacher too. I said, wow, I'm both of them. But he said, but I'm not talking about the preacher part of it. I'm talking about how important funeral directors are in the marketplace. They may not always be esteemed on the front side, but you got to think they're in an incredible place of trust. A good funeral director or death care professional knows the secrets of your city. They know who had a policy. They know who didn't. They know, I've never been on that side because I ran a large cemetery. But on the death care side, the people actually doing embalming work, they know what the cause of death was. They know what the death certificate says. They know what who the beneficiary was, and they know whose name was really on the policy. So I told someone, most funeral directors are so connected because the power of the relationships and ultimately the secrets that they've kept. I know, in the funeral industry, you can find out a whole lot of stuff when you're elbow to elbow, shoulder to shoulder in the industry because they feel like you are a part of the fraternity, a part of the craft, and there's honor given to fellow members. But every great funeral professional has kept someone's secret, I promise you. And that ultimately will be respected. In the arrangement room, you saw Quita smack her mama, or you saw her mama smack Junebug. And hey, you never said anything. So what? Junebug is the senior pastor of Bright Glory Missionary Baptist Church. Mama smacked him in front of everybody. And you just so many things that are had. So I'm telling you here, because I heard someone allude that funeral directors, it's a noble position, a noble craft. You were center of the community then, and you're the center of the community now. So if you want to network, if you're a good networker in any business, you better put a funeral director on your team. He can get in them doors that you can't. If he done buried 10 folks on in that person's family and they ain't never had no money out of 9 out of those 10 times, you better make that guy your guy. You running for, and that's why, amazingly, it's amazing how being in the funeral industry also has bolstered many political careers. because they were a household name before they ever put their name on a ballot. And believe it or not, more than enough funeral directors have won that big election, won that race that you didn't think the funeral director could win. So I'm just telling you, if you're in the industry, if you're in the craft, I'm telling you, don't think lightly of what you do. Maybe, funeral directors take it because, the news stories are always going to have to come after some death care professional, and they're going to highlight someone that didn't do this thing of ours as they should. But look, you're in a proud profession, and you're still, I don't know if you're still the most powerful people, because the preacher might not be amongst the most powerful people in the Black community anymore. Things have changed. But look, you're a noble part of the African American community. Hold your head up. You're in a proud profession. Our community is better from the work that you do. Please keep serving, and please make sure that you serve so that you can serve again. Be blessed.